What is the most cliché way to start a novel? My alarm went off and I groaned, rolling over to switch it off. My life was so ordinary. I was so plain. Choking back sobs, I sorted through my various piles of Gucci clothes until I found something appropriate for school. But, horror of all horrors, the only one that didn't have the label still attached was a tight, leather miniskirt. I gasped in horror, tears filling my eyes at my predicament. I couldn't wear clothes that still had labels attached. I was going to have to wear the miniskirt. My first day at school was going to be awful. Jezebel Angelica Goldeneyes Westwood, come downstairs at once. My mother screeched. Once more, I struggled to stop myself from crying. My mother was so abusive. Whimpering, I checked my reflection in my floor-length mirror. Waist-length ebony hair tumbled down my shoulders in raven locks, and amethyst orbs glinted back at me through a film of tears. I shrugged on a too-tight blouse that showed off my DD cups and stared pitifully back at myself. I'm so plain, I thought sadly, applying only a hint of eyeliner to my sparkling, purple eyes and a dab of lip gloss to my full, pouting lips. Of course I didn't put too much makeup on. Only fake sluts use concealer. Sashaying downstairs, I picked up my Gucci handbag and waved goodbye to my abusive mother. She wasn't really my mother, of course. I was an orphan. But as I strutted into school, my 3-inch heel caught on the curb and I slipped. I screamed shrilly, but I never hit the ground. 2 strong arms enveloped my tiny waist and caught me just before I face-planted. They were warm and muscular. The top button of my blouse popped off, giving my rescuer a good look at my perfect breasts. You saved me. I gasped, rolling over in my rescuer's arms to face him. He was incredibly handsome. His skin was tanned and honey smooth, and when he moved me in his arms his muscles bulged so much his shirt sleeves ripped. His dark hair swept across his face in an artistic swoop. My heart sank. Someone this perfect could never fall for someone ugly like me. And then I felt something stirring deep within me. Something that felt almost like a bond. I did save you, my mysterious rescuer whispered huskily, tawny eyes roving up and down my curvaceous figure. Jezebel, you have woken something inside me. I can sense you within me. I can feel, you are my mate. My alarm clock went off. I yawned, and annoyed as I was, hit it once to turn it off. I switched to the other side, but then my mom walked in and told me to get up because I would be late otherwise. Yeah, now I remember. We just moved to this hellhole of a new town and today is my first day at the new school. I don't want to go, since I was bullied in my last school and it won't be any different this time. I finally got up and went to the mirror. What I saw was a really ugly face. My skin was really clear and pale, while my dark hair was disgustingly soft and full, as were my ugly red lips. This is what I look like. I put on a little bit of makeup, including pink eyeshadow, black eyeliner and red lipstick. I know, I was ugly, so I had to wear it to look at least a bit presentable. I put on my favorite black hoodie and went downstairs. For breakfast, I just grabbed an apple because I am too fat and have to lose weight, because with my short stature of 1.75 meters and a weight of 46 kilograms, I was nearly obese. After a walk of 20 minutes, I arrived at my new school. While going over the schoolyard, I noticed a group of blonde girls looking at me with disgusted faces. They all wore, insert brand name here, clothes and were all tanned and really slim with big boobs and stuff. They must be the popular girls. I saw them looking at me and laughing. Yes, it is definitely as always. Once in school, I went to my locker to get out my stuff, since I had math in the first lesson. I hated math, it was my worst subject. In my old school, I always only had a B in it. I am such a bad student. While being packed with books, I didn't notice that someone was approaching me, so I inevitably and completely coincidentally crashed into this person and fell on the floor. Oh, I'm sorry, I'll help you pick those up, a warm-sounding voice said. I looked up and looked into the most handsome face I've ever seen my whole life. His skin was without any blemishes, his orbs as blue as the ocean and his hair as black as the night sky. He gave me my books, and just looked at me. Then he said, I love you. I said, I love you too. Then we kissed, and the blonde girls from before looked at us, drowning in jealousy. For the rest of the day, we ditched school and went on a holiday on Hawaii where we eventually married on the beach at dusk.